that guy treated all the people who have been paralyzed, you know, got a strike, like half body paralyzed.
Yes.
And he treated them with nothing, just fingers, acupressure. And it's amazing. I saw him did all these things, and he invited me to join him. I said, why do you want me to learn from you? He said, I'm here in the mountainous area, nobody knows who I am. And if you learn a little bit, you can do some demonstration in Beijing. So I did learn that for a month. Then one day, an old 70-year-old man who got a stroke came and paralyzed, and I worked on him with acupressure for like 3 or 4 days, and then he began to work. So it's really amazing experience to myself. So I was, you know, very excited. I think, okay, when I got back to Beijing, I could heal people with this technique. But then, to my great disappointment, I found out it's impossible to do this in Beijing. Do you know why?
No, no.
Because all the patients are in the hospitals.
Yes.
And the hospital would never allow you to do this
come
kind
in
of
the
job.
middle with their business. No.
Yeah. But then at that time, the monk appeared again. He said, okay, you got enough, you should learn something else. You should learn acupuncture. Then he found me an acupuncturist. And that acupuncturist teacher, he is not an acupuncturist by profession. He's a geologist. See, in China, when we learn this medicine, they are not doctors.
So, but what you also are telling me now, that there is awakening of old knowledge, old wisdom.
Yeah.
That's coming and reminding people who have done this in previous life.
Yeah.
And that's so this is quality that's coming forward now, which is very fascinating, which is exciting to hear. And you see this as the same thing in the West. The people healing, you know, people with healing abilities, they come, suddenly they do all sorts of different work, and so you have this, the same thing happening in China.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting to hear you tell, because we don't know so much about China.
To cut the story short, from that master and another master, I learned all kinds of skills, all kinds of techniques.
Yes.
But then I summarized and studied very carefully.
Was it difficult for you to learn, or was it just easy to pick up?
For me, it's easy.
Yeah.
I tell you how I learned acupuncture.
Yes.
I think you have to always be very close to the real clinical practice if you do learn Chinese medicine.
Yes.
So when I learned acupuncture, I begin to use the needles on that very first day.
Yeah.
I don't want to wait until tomorrow.
No.
So I begin to put the needles into my own body first.
Yes.
And the next day I begin to, you know, heal other people. So in 1 month, we learned on the way. Actually, I, together with the Taoist and with my teacher, we walk on the way. To this mountain, this temple, that temple. But on the way, I learn it and then heal people.
But if I may ask you, the way I understand people learn acupuncture is by telling the story, by telling stories. So while it's much more naming different parts in Western medicine, you have to know the relationship between that energy and that. And that's told in the story like it's a family. And the uncle says this to the grandmother, and so that's the reaction. And so it's more storytelling. It's more Taoism in the learning. Is that correct, or am I?
Before 1949, all this kind of heritage of Chinese medicine
Yes.
is either through masters, disciples, or fathers and sons.
Yes.
But after 1949, when the so-called communist China came into power, no more this kind of system.
No.
They began to set up a kind of university of Chinese medicine.
Yes.
And I studied that.
Yes.
I did some research on that.
Yes.
They are totally a waste of time and money, because these are the schools that have been totally westernized.
Yeah.
In the name of Chinese medicine, maybe less than half Chinese medicine. It's all Western medicine. Plus, it's all standardized. But Chinese medicine is a very open system. let's say we heal the same problem, same disease. You and I or another 5 people, and they may use different techniques, but they can all heal the same disease, which is good. Some people think this is bad because there's no criteria.
No,
I say the best criteria is the effect itself.
Yes.
If you can heal this person, that's okay. So to make the story short, I learned so many things, but then I summarized that we need to find out the 2 most important techniques that can be easily used by everybody, not just by the magicians, by the doctors or the very famous doctors. It should be used by everybody to heal themselves. But to do that, you have to meet 4 criteria. Number 1, it has to have great effect. If it has no effect, nobody is going to use it. That's number 1. Number 2, it has to be simple. How simple? You can learn it in 1 minute. Is that simple enough?
Yeah.
Number 3, it has to be safe. No side effect. Number 4, this is very important. Number 4, there are so many different techniques and ways and the methodologies. But they use one way or one method to heal only one disease. But number 4, my criteria is that if you use this technique, it heals hundreds of thousands of different diseases. That is really, really important.
That is a big claim.
Yeah, big claim. So when I did kind of TV show in mainland China, the director, because they would require some audience, 20, 30 people audience to shoot the TV.
Yeah.
They asked, what kind of audience do I need? I said, just ask those who are heavily sick.
Yeah.
Very heavy, back pain, lower back pain, or knee pain, those who couldn't kneel down. They said, why? I said, I will let you see the instant result. They said, how dare you do that? I said, I dare. Okay, they said, fine. So they arranged the whole setting exactly as I require. Almost all the audience are over 60 and 70. They have all sorts of problems, especially the pain problem. Because the pain problem is easily to show the result.
Yeah.
I have to make sure each individual does have the problem. So like one lady who couldn't kneel down, I said, okay, this is true. And the other lady couldn't, even a small step, couldn't get up. I said, okay, this is true. Then we began to do the stretching which you tried just now. Then just after a few minutes, then do again.
Yeah.
Then they can kneel down. They can, walk on the step. Wow, people applauded. It's really great. So I'm telling the truth. So gradually, more and more people begin to read my book. So actually, my book began.
So on TV, they saw that this audience, they were healed.
Yeah, instantly.
Yes.
But at
that
the beginning,
must have been a great success.
My teacher used this kind of technique only for the pain problems.
Yes.
But I very soon found out I can use this to heal all kinds of women's problems, like the period pain problem, and some tumor in their, lower, the stomach, and also constipation. Yeah. And their high blood pressure, and the insomnia, and for men, all sorts of prostate problems. Yes. So far, the people I, worked on, the effect rate is 100%. Every single of them has the effect. Like the old man will get up every night, many times, to go to the toilet. Yes. But now, it's gone.